Hi guys, DaveMadMax 6 and we are still at the Super Gym, and I have here the Chicago Women's Physique Champion, Jamie Pinder, right?
Yeah.
And her husband Gordon. Guys, good to see you guys. Jamie, congratulations on the show.
Thank
Going
you.
straight to the Olympia, you look fantastic.
Thank
and
you.
of course Gordon was instrumental to your win.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're going to talk a little bit more later in the office about what you guys do over here, but today we're going to do a little bit of training. What are we going to train today?
I'm training delts today.
Delts today? All right, so we're going to get in there, do a bit of shoulder training, and then we'll go and talk to these two and see what's next for them.
Great.
All right, good to
Thank you.
have you guys.
I like to begin delt training with some rear laterals. Reason for that is the rear delts are an area that's underdeveloped on most people, so it allows us to really focus on that. Aside from that, it just adds some nice blood flow to the shoulder and gives a really nice stable feel to exercises that come after it. Now we do side laterals a little unconventionally compared to a lot of people and a lot of trainers. We actually start by using plates rather than dumbbells to get the shoulders warmed up. We found that that really puts the pressure directly on the fibers that we're trying to hit, helps us take the rear or the traps out of the movement, and really lets us get the blood flow. You see the reps are high here, and you see that we use a lot of partial movements. Now the partials at the end allow us to get past the failure point without recruiting the upper back, the traps, and that kind of stuff. So we can really fire up the delts, and they really burn and pump up like element. Our favorite shoulder press variation is actually a little bit different as well. We keep a close neutral grip on the shoulder press. We kind of use a scooping movement up from the front rather than pressing straight up over the shoulders. We found that this takes the rotators out a little bit and really adds a very stress-free, pain-free feel to the movement.
I know where we're going.
Next up is another side lateral variation. We found that by adding a resistance band, we can add a progressive resistance coming up toward the top of the movement where the weight just never lets up on the shoulder. Doesn't let us use as heavy a dumbbell, but it gives us just as intense a movement, if not more, and really gives us that peak contraction at the top. Now we finished up with a superset that we like to do just to finish everything off and really hit all the fibers that are left. We're starting with a face pull, leaning to the rear. Very basic movement, not much to say there. And then from there we're actually going into a variation of a front raise that we like a lot. This isn't the one that we've seen a lot of people do, but it works great for Jamie and her body. Just bend over at about 90 degrees at the waist and pulling forward with a rope. And it's a great way to really finish things off. Lots and lots of blood flow, and again, very easy on the joints.
We just wrapped up a killer Delt workout, which I think I'm going to get a few tips from from Gordon here, bring back home in Cali. But Jamie, talk about you just won the Chicago Pro, which was an unbelievable win for you. Everybody's happy for you. Jill was there, Gordon, obviously, all your friends were so happy for you. But aside from this victory, this means a lot to you. This victory. Talk about why this means so much to you.
Well, the win in Chicago meant so much to me. It means so much to me because back in March of last year, I was actually diagnosed with Lyme disease. And I was in a point where I could barely do anything for myself. I was actually pretty much disabled. There were days when I couldn't get out of bed. I had lost about 20 pounds of muscle. I couldn't go to the gym, I couldn't work out, I couldn't even brush my own teeth, I couldn't cut my own food. Gordon actually was my caretaker the entire time. I don't know what I would do without him. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna get emotional.
I understand, wow.
And that was in March of last year. I then hooked up with Matt Jansen, who is my prep coach right now. And you know, we had decided that we were gonna try and just get me healthy first, even before we thought about any competing. And I was luckily enough able to take some antibiotics for about 2 months. I was able to recover from the Lyme disease. And I mean, it took me a while to get back into the gym. Luckily, I had Gordon right by my side the entire time. He put me through every single training session, and I actually had Jill as my training partner as well, so she was able to push me. So once I actually recovered from the Lyme disease and was able to get back into the gym, I was in the gym for, I don't know, I would say 10 to 12 weeks of good hard training, and I actually had a really bad back injury. So once I was really able to start nailing it in the gym again, I was laid up again. I was out of the gym for another 8 weeks after that with this back injury. Yeah, so I went from the Lyme disease to being able to train fully again to then being injured again, and I was on bed rest for, I would say, from 4 to 6 weeks, complete bed rest, not able to do anything. And we slowly were able to get recovered. I spent a lot of time doing things like yoga, stretch, things that I just wasn't used to doing in my training before. And they really helped my recovery process.
Jamie, you talk about how great it was to have Gordon's support there. Also, Gordon, how hard was that for number one, seeing a girl going through all that? But also, I'm sure she must not be the sweetest girl every day when all she wants to do is train and pursue her career, and that's all put on stop. I mean, it must be really hard for her to be the Jamie she usually is and in a good mood. It must have been really hard for you as well.
I mean, it's hard to see anybody injured, but like you said, I mean, Jamie was here trying to live her dream, and here she is twice in a year taken out of the gym for weeks at a time. Yeah, it's incredibly rough. And I tell people this is kind of funny, like if you think living with a woman in general is hard, try living with a high-level competitive bodybuilder who's a woman, and there's just a whole new level of things that come out mentally and that kind of things. And to see somebody who is trying to live their dream and all of a sudden is out for the count, at least for a while, it was devastating to both of us.
Was it hard in your relationship though?
Absolutely.
I'm sure it was. It has to be. Because she's not the same anymore.
Exactly. Well, it's not that she's not the same anymore.
Who could blame her?
It's just that she's working so hard to get back at it, and it takes a toll on everything. I
just meant that it's hard to tell someone be happy, be objective, be in a good mood, be positive. Yeah. It's easy to say that,
exactly.
But
when all she can think about is what she can't do.
That's right. So it's a lot of credit to the both of you guys for you to come back from this, Jamie, and for you to be there for her. So I totally understand that win means so much to you guys, to you both, I'm sure.
But I feel like even though it was this whole process was hard, I feel like it actually brought us closer together as a couple.
If it doesn't break you up, then
exactly. And I think that it just brought our relationship to a whole new level, and we have a whole new I guess, perspective and understanding of each other and what we want in this life and where we're going with it. And I think that although this last year has been really difficult, it's been one of the best years for us growing as a couple. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. Gordon, what is the next step for her? She's obviously going straight to the Olympia. Looked fantastic in Chicago. So now what, I mean, she's still in shape, obviously. She could be yesterday. So what do you want her to improve on, or what do you want her to do until?
Jamie has an absolutely great support team behind her, between Matt Jansen, who does her prep, and I handle her training. And we have tons and tons of people along the way to be a second eye on things and to help along. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep taking everything one day at a time and pushing the training every single day. There's still time to get better.
Yeah.
8 weeks is a long time in the world.
When you're in shape, it's a long time. If you're out of shape, it's very quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, I want to talk about your business over here. We talked a little bit earlier. You guys are the people to see when you come to the Super Gym. You're in charge of the training, the in-house training. Talk about your business and how good it is here.
Yeah, we've been very, very lucky to be able to partner up with the guys here at the Super Gym. We've been here a little over a year now. We do all the contest prep and all the personal training here out of the gym.
Nice.
We just had a great group of athletes. I think we've had over 50 top 5 finishes in the last year alone.
Wow.
For our clients, which really says a lot about the hard workers that we get signing on with us. It's just an amazing thing.
It says a lot about your talent too.
We're very, very fortunate to be able to live our dream every single day. There's a lot of people that say they want to be a trainer or they want to be a coach, but honestly, it's not a very easy thing to make a living doing. And we found our spot, and it's really been a great thing.
Jamie, you train people too, right?
Yep, I'm a trainer here out of the Powerhouse Gym, and I work with Gordon on the nutrition plans for both the men and women. I help with the posing for the women as well. So yeah, it's definitely a business that we do together, and like Gordon said, we feel so fortunate. We're grateful every day that we get to come into this amazing gym that I think of as like a playground. And this is where we get to come and work all day. I mean, it's not really like work at all.
No.
We're really living our dream.
Before we worked here, this was the place that we would think about coming to train all week. So for us to all of a sudden be here it's a dream come true.
Give your social media, Facebook address, website, all that. How can people get the hold of you?
Well, as far as our business goes, Instagram account is at Falsetti Physique Solutions. A little long, but just one word.
Boom.
Our website is physiquesolutions.net.
Okay.
And on there, you'll be able to find information not only about the local stuff here in New Haven, but also our remote training. We work with people all over the world, even as far away as Asia right now. Email address, Gordon@physiquesolutions.net. Anything you need in terms of questions?
And you can follow me on Instagram at JamiePinder14, and you can find me on Facebook. You can just put in JamiePinder.com.
Boom. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for today. It was great to meet you, and I hope to see you guys at the Olympia with some good news.
Yeah.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.